Right here live on NBTV, folks. Today we have none other than Kathleen Annette Steele. She's, of course, the volunteer program director of the SCLC. She has a great program, of course, Justice for Girls. Today she's going to give us her rendition on what we as Americans need to do in order to begin to protect our girls. We want to, of course, give her this opportunity. We want you guys to continue to stay tuned right here at NBTV.
Listen, I realize that you deep because I've been there. But regardless to who, what, why, when, and where, we're all precious in His sight. And a rose is still and always will be a rose.
I'm Kathleen Annette Chambers Steele. I'm a retired educator for 25 years. After retiring from the school system, I started a tutoring service, and I ran that tutoring service for 10 years. Then I, of course, became the First Lady of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, where I had various programs before leaving. And then I helped my husband in our private business, Charles Steele and Associates. And I'm back at SLC now. And coming back, I am dedicated to a program that I've established, or an initiative that I've established, called Justice for Girls. And Justice for Girls is a sex trafficking prevention program aimed at helping our young girls from the ages of 5 through 17, as well as educating our parents as to the dangers that our young girls at this time face with the growth of the sex trafficking industry. The first thing I see is to begin to work with our young girls to make them feel good about themselves. So many of our young girls don't have great self-esteem. They don't get it from home, they don't get it from school, and they don't get it from their peers. So what we're trying to do is to have a program where we are building their self-esteem, and not only building their self-esteem, but also teaching them the importance of learning how to say no, learning that it's important to be aware of their surroundings, and learning that it's okay to say something happened to me at school today, or something happened to me on my way home, or something happened to me at home. Do not be afraid to admit or to tell someone if something that you don't feel good about is happening to you. So we want to educate them. We're going to teach them some self-defense strategies just in case something happens to them. And we just want to be proactive. It is a proactive program designed both for our girls as well as the parents. With sex trafficking now, the trafficking issue in America has risen to the third largest industry in America, because, you know, drugs and guns, of course, are at the top. But financially, people look at what makes money, and sex trafficking makes a lot of money. And therefore, it has become this growth industry all over America. There was a time when we thought of sex trafficking as a problem in Europe or in Asia, but no longer. It is also a growing industry in this country. Well, we're starting with partnering with anyone who will partner with us. First of all, we're starting with our churches, and hopefully we'll move on to our schools, where we get a chance to go in and we get a chance to work with our young girls starting at the age of 5. As I said, we're going to just teach them awareness and prevention techniques, and we're also going to teach them how to feel good about themselves. I think that's the main thing, self-esteem building. If you feel good about yourself, then you're not going to be as interested in someone that walks up to you and says, "Hey, you're beautiful. Don't you want to go to New York and be a model?" Or any other type of techniques that someone might use to try to lure you away from home. You'll be very aware of this, and you feel good about yourself. You know, if I want to be a model, I know how to go about it without having a stranger promise that he's going to place me in a position where I will become a top model, because they never will become a top model. And so we're teaching them all of the strategies that are out there. We're teaching them everything that's on the internet. You know, we have to realize that our kids now are growing up in a different society. This society is so full of all this technology, and people have all kinds of ways of getting to our young people. And I say girls because we're dealing with justice for girls, but young men are also in the same predicament. Young men are being sex trafficked as well. But at this time, we're concentrating on our girls, and hopefully very soon we will have a program that focuses on our young men as well. I would just like to say to our parents, be aware. Educate yourself to this growing industry. Be protective and proactive when it comes to your children. And I would like to say to our young girls, don't fall for everything, and don't fall for anything that you're not educated about or made aware of. Be very careful, and feel good about yourself, because it's important that you know what you're getting into.
And there it is, folks, by none other than Kathleen Annette Steele, the wife of none other than Dr. Charles Steele Jr., President Emeritus of the National SCLC. Of course, folks, we already know from what Kathleen Annette Steele told us as it relates to Justice for Girls, a great program that she has established within the SCLC. We want you guys to watch what's going on in America. Of course, we all know that our young ladies are now being trafficked all over the country and possibly throughout the world. It is an epidemic, it's a growing industry, and we need to stop it. Stay tuned right here at NBTV.
This has been an NBTV production. Why? Because we care.